We're now joined by somebody who's not only my congressman, but a man of principle, clarity, and conviction, Dr. Bob Onder. He's been a consistent voice for faith, freedom, and reason in the public square. In a moment like this, we need men like him more than ever. He called it plainly yesterday, saying Charlie Kirk is a martyr. Good morning, Congressman. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Good morning, Austin. It's great to be back. I wish under better circumstances.
Me as well. Dr. Bob, I did get to meet Charlie Kirk. He called me friend. He gave me many opportunities. He was someone that I looked up to in many ways, even though he was younger than me. You said yesterday that Charlie Kirk is a martyr. What did you mean by that? And why is it important to say something like that now without hedging?
Well, yeah, Austin, I think Charlie Kirk is a martyr in the same way that Socrates was a martyr, that John the Baptist was a martyr, that he stood up for truth. And I think he's a Christian martyr in the sense that our Lord Jesus Christ said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Pontius Pilate, when he said, what is truth? He was looking truth in the eye. And Charlie stood up for many, many truths, the truths about our constitutional government, about liberty, about marriage, about family, about the fact that God created men, male and female, and that can't be changed by some hideous scientific experiments. Charlie stood up for the truth, and he fought for what he believed in, and at the end, I really believe that he knew the danger. Prophetically, back in April, Charlie put on social media a recent study that said 45% of American progressives believed it would be, quote, at least somewhat okay to kill Elon Musk, and 55% said the same thing about Donald Trump. At the end of the day, the left felt the same about Charlie, and he was, ironically, answering a question about the transgender cult that's taken over so much of our society and harmed so many young people.
I've been getting some death threats myself in the last few days, Dr. Bob's, many of them from transgender activists sending me all kinds of hateful messages. It stepped up a few days ago when I made a Democrat Facebook page, and last night I contacted the Cole County Sheriff and let them know, who I am and why I could be targeted. My phone has been blowing up from all these calls, Dr. Bob. I'm sure you probably get this kind of a thing too. I hope that you're taking precautions for your own safety.
So I've had that experience almost a decade ago. Whatever one thinks about the Obergefell decision by the Supreme Court, it got basically mandating same-sex marriage for all 50 states. Many of us felt that those churches, pastors, wedding vendors should be able to exercise their own conscience rights. And in 2017, I carried the Religious Liberty Amendment. In 2017, Austin, we lost count of the death threats. And even apart from death threats, there were nice messages about what they hoped would happen to my wife and to my daughters, even though not threatening those things. The LGBT left has been just an incredibly aggressively violent group of people. Not to say that, not to say that people who are gay or transgender are all violent. But as an ideology, as a political movement, there is this belief that the end justifies the means, and intimidation and even political violence is perfectly okay. And it is a sad state of affairs. But at least it lets us know we will never be the same. We know what we're up against. Ironically, Austin, 24 years ago, almost to the minute, the jetliner hit the South Tower of the World Trade Center. A different and equally poisonous ideology wanted to kill us, wanted to destroy what we stand for and our way of life. And we stood up to the evil back then, and we will stand up to evil now. But I think this is waking a lot of people up. And it's not a problem of general polarization in our political discourse. No, it is truly the far left believing that the end justifies the means. They would put you and me in re-education camps, Austin. Make no mistake about it. And some of them would kill us if they have a chance.
Dr. Bob, you served in public office for years. I mean, you've seen political friction up close. What we witnessed on the House floor yesterday, the shouting, the accusations, a refusal to allow a simple prayer It felt like something new. What happened yesterday?
It was surreal, Austin. I couldn't believe it. So Speaker Johnson did take the gavel and called for a moment of silence, and that was very brief. And then Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado asked for a part of parliamentary inquiry, and she asked for, she did things the right way, and she asked for a moment of prayer. Speaker Johnson could have led that prayer. Lauren could have. The chaplain could have. But the Democrats started screaming angrily. They objected to the idea of prayer. It almost reminded me of scenes of movies that portray exorcisms, where the demon hears the priest start to pray and starts screaming maniacally. It was like nothing I've ever experienced in Congress.
Dr. Bob, a lot of people have lost faith in the institution of Congress. They don't believe that Congress is capable of functioning as a proper parliamentary body. Do you think that there's anything that Congress can do in regards to something like this? Is this a time for hearing, resolutions? Should there actually be legislative action? Or what kind of response should there be?
I think, despite that outburst, we went through and, worked our way through the amendments to the National Defense Authorization Agency. I think I committed. I cast a lot of votes that Austin Peterson would have approved of yesterday afternoon. We'll talk about that some other time. We continued to function. But I believe the American people need to open their eyes. Look, over my decades on this earth, I've met many well-meaning Democrats, many well-meaning, even pretty far left progressives. But there's a whole different undercurrent in the American left today, which really wants to stifle discourse, that wants to censor free speech, that wants to put their political enemies in prison. Witness the 4 felony cases against Donald Trump, and unfortunately wants to kill their political enemies. But this shouldn't surprise us. This has been a fixture of the left from the beginning. Look at the actions of Nikolai Lenin or Joseph Stalin or Nikita Khrushchev or Mao Zedong or Fidel Castro, Che Guevara. All the heroes, by the way, of the left, they were all vicious, ruthless murderers. They killed not one Charlie Kirk, but millions and even tens of millions of people in order to get their way politically. That's what we face, Austin, when we face up against the left. And you're a voice for freedom, a voice for constitutional government. I hope I, in my small way, in my one seat out of 435 in Congress, am as well.
You certainly are, Dr. Bob, and we admire you and look up to you here. I know that you're a very busy man. A lot of the people who listen to the Wake Up America show are also your constituents. They live here in mid-Missouri and elsewhere. But you're a man of faith and family. What would you say to the people in your constituency who maybe they are politically active and they're afraid today? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say, on the one hand, I would say they have good reason to fear. But I would also say, as our Lord said many times in the gospel, be not afraid. Be not afraid. Because despite the powers of darkness that we face today, we know who's really in charge. But the prince of this world, as our Lord called him, had his day yesterday. Now we need to raise up hundreds and thousands of Charlie Kirks to take his place. We need to keep safe. We need to hold our children tightly. Most of all, we need to pray, even for our enemies. But we need to make it very clear that the battle lines are drawn, and we cannot let. We need to be faithful to our call to protect God and family and country, and we cannot let this intimidate us one bit.
Congressman and Dr. Bob Onder, bless you. Thank you very much. We'll be thinking about you today. Thank you for your comforting words, and take care. We hope to see you very soon.
Thank you, Austin. God bless.